A lot of folks use Sentry to manage their backend errors. What we built is an integrated view of your Sentry dashboard right into the Jam share page.
What you see as a user of the web app is just the tip of the iceberg, but then underneath the water, there are all these different things. And in this microservices world, it might even branch across multiple services and systems.
Sometimes front-end bugs are tied to other systems. Something that not everyone does, but is very useful, is tracing. Imagine one of your users uses your application and they run into a bug. How do you know what happens? What we wanted to do is provide that streamlined experience directly in Jam. I can open my browser. All right, so we just captured a Jam and we can see the replay of it. We can see what happened exactly. And now you'll notice there's a Sentry tab. I'm going to go over, click on that. So whenever we ran into this error, our Sentry integration will scan through all the logs, and these are the events. And you can click on these to find more information. So this is a lot faster because you don't have to find the timestamps, find the project. You can do it all within the Jam share page. This gives you sort of like a superpower to see what problems happened at this point in time. I get excited about making engineering easier to work with. Working at Jam is a big extension of that. Everything we're doing is to make other people's lives easier. It gives you everything that DevTools gives you, but makes it a lot easier to share with other people. It gives you this shared understanding of console logs, all the network information, and now your backend systems. This is really useful.
What were some of the parts of building this that were especially fun?
Most of our integrations are built around submitting Jam to another system, data push integrations. The data push integrations are things like connecting to Jira, making tickets, connecting to Slack, creating chat messages anytime you create a Jam. But for data pull, which Sentry is the first one, we're augmenting what you see in Jam with Sentry and making it more accessible and much faster to figure out what logs are related to your Jam bugs. There was a lot of engineering just making the system more flexible. So now that if we need to add more integrations to pull in more information, that's a lot easier. And then after that, we followed all the Sentry documentation. There's a really nice GitHub starter example, which we used to help us implement the current integration. We basically wrote this small SDK just to get the bare minimum data that we need to provide search results. So this is more or less our TypeScript implementation of the Sentry API. So we can discover events, we can fetch projects and organization metadata. One thing that's really cool is if you are I believe, business tier or higher, the API is more flexible and can search across all of your projects. So in other words, you should upgrade your Sentry plans.
You're welcome, Sentry.
Yes.
How should everyone go check this out?
Set up Sentry for your web applications, instrument it on your front ends. As soon as you have your team installing Jam and capturing bug reports, you should see the Sentry tab in the Jam threads. You should be able to search and find all sorts of backend errors.
And if you don't use Sentry, if you use another logging tool, they're all coming soon. Email me. I'm Danny at jam.dev and let me know which tool we should build next.